All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's your girl Fee on YouTube, and it's the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is Pro Boston Pro Jesus channel over here. We talk everything Boston, everything, Christ, whatever we want to talk about. We plug Jesus in wherever we can because we always willing to give thanks to the Lord over here. You know what I'm saying? That's just something I do. So anyway, I came on here to do my thing right quick. And Shakur Stevenson, in classy fashion, um, obliterated Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? I thought Teo, stood somewhat of a chance. I went for Shakur. However, y'all know that, I didn't sleep on Teo, because listen, you know, I believe in, giving, Teo ain't get to where he at being a pushover, you know what I'm saying? But he has declined in the past years. And, Shakur, I feel like sealed his fate of, you know what I'm saying, ever really doing, a serious comeback. I don't think we're going to get a fight out of him no time soon. It was an embarrassing loss. What I find interesting about this loss Teo suffered is that Teofimo Lopez Sr. came out and said that Teo didn't do what he told him to do. And it echoes the same sentiments that Brian Norman Sr. said about Junior. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, here we go with the boxing days. Like, they really starting to rear their heads right now. Because it's just like, no matter whatever you told him to do, it wouldn't have worked. Shakur Stevenson was just too poised. That jab. He's too tough. He's too quick. You know what I'm saying? His reflexes is like a cat, a black cat on top of that. And, he's just a well-polished fighter. You know what I'm saying? And Teo, was sloppy. He just couldn't keep up, and it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nothing Senior would have told him would have helped him. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, Ben Connor jumped in the ring. It was like, I want that work. Shakur say, give it to him. I want him next. He food. Eddie line it up. So, I really want to see Connor and Devin first. But listen, if the Haneys keep being ignorant the way they are, he ain't gonna never step foot in the ring again, because they gonna be done did some dumb shit outside the ring if they don't tighten up. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see what's up. We're going to see if Eddie going to line the shit up with Devin or Connor, or if we're going to go ahead and get that. If Devin going to go ahead and fight Tiger. Because Devin is bigger than Tiger. And y'all know Devin Haney like to fight. He fights everybody he fights minus Ryan Garcia. He's been bigger than in every weight division. And as long as you bigger than him, his motto is, you too little. You too little. You too small. You know what I'm saying? That's Devin motto. As long as you too little, too small, he could whip you. He could whip your ass. Period. So I believe, he might not even gear for Conor being next. I think he might try to make that Tiger Johnson fight. I don't know much about Tiger. I gotta go watch some footage on him. I know he's 17-0, so I do know that much. So I gotta go watch some footage on him and see what's up with the young bull, see if he's standing a chance. Even though looks like he's too little. Y'all know what Devin do during them weigh-ins and them face-offs and shit. He always get his opponent face and tell them they too little. Oh, he didn't do that to Ryan Garcia, though, because Ryan Garcia wasn't too little. But anyway, yeah, it was a good fight, man. Terrence Crawford jumped in the ring, was showing out after the fight. Ran down on the boys in the ring and, mocked them real good over there in Teofimo Lopez corner. He was real proud of, Shakur. And Shakur got a great team around him. He's on his goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for him. So yeah, Big Baby. The comedy of the night was Big Baby. He need to go and retire first of all. He'd have been busted for peds and stuff like that. Like, he'd have gone retire. I guess he's trying to get in where he fit in and catch him $1 or $2, wherever it may fall. But old boy knocked his toupee back. knocked his man weave clean. You know, they say push your wig back. His wig literally got pushed back. You know what I'm saying? In the damn game. And so it was an embarrassing time, and you know, he used to go here retire. You know what I'm saying? Give it up. You know, his career has ran its course at this point. He's more of a prankster, jokester. He do well outside of the ring. Maybe start a little podcast, some shit like that, like the rest of the retired athletes, and go on about his business. At this point, just embarrassing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anyway, what y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? I just came on here to do my thing. I just came on here to do my goddamn thing. I ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about nothing. I'm glad the fight over warped the festivities of the embarrassment of the prior night. So, you know, I'm glad the festivities I'm glad the win with Shakur over warped the ignorance of the festivities that happened the night before with Devin and Bill and all of them. And also Keyshawn Davis beat Jermaine, beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking good for them boys over there. I hate that Keyshawn and Shakur, you know what I'm saying, it's team rather, or Buzz team rather, ain't as tight. I ain't mean to say Shakur team, Buzz team ain't as tight, but you know, Keyshawn did what he had to do. And I guess, you know, that's the growing pains of growing up. You know, you want to separate and you feel like you need to separate from people you feel like holding you back, you know, and don't have your best interests at heart. So whatever Keyshawn feel like he got to do for himself, him coming out and talking crazy about Bo making all of them though, it wasn't a good look. Keyshawn got a lot to learn, you know what I'm saying, about honoring things like that. But other than that, he beat the hell out of Jermaine Ortiz. You know, he did amazing. So yeah, Madison Square Garden is looking to, you know, tighten up on this entourage type shit. They released a statement. You know what I'm saying? I knew that was coming. I said it in my video. I also did a separate video saying that Bill Haney preferably his entourages need to be banned, because this is the second time something like this happened. They pulled the same shit with Senior and Junior. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Bill think he could go around, him and his sons and his entourage think they could go around bullying everybody because they have a disagreement with the Haneys, and that's not how life works in the real world. It's not going to keep flying like that, even in environments like that, because they going to put that shit on the wrong ones, and it ain't, you know, it's going to be ugly. It ain't going to go like how they think it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? You know, niggas ain't start making bullies when they, you know what I'm saying? It's niggas wanting you to even think about pulling that shit with them. They got something for you. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened they keep bullying and playing with the right ones, but it's always the wrong one to do that shit with, somewhere lurking and waiting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Madison Square Garden say they don't have shit like this going on, and they ain't finna be having shit like this going on. So going forward, they gonna see about eradicating all this entourage type shit, and I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's unnecessary. You know, this wasn't even they fight. This ain't even, y'all ain't even on the card. Y'all there just supporting Devin doing some commentating, and you know, you end up letting your little son get ignorant with a grown ass man who couldn't contain himself as well, and shit just got extremely ugly. You know what I'm saying? So good looks, Madison Square Garden. I'm glad y'all gonna do something about it, at least where y'all at. And we're going to see what the future holds. You know what I'm saying? If we end up getting that fight between Tiger Johnson and Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? But y'all come below, let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? I thought a lot of us thought T.O. was going to at least put up a fight, but you know, I feel like it's a dub for him. He might as well go start him a podcast as well, or some type of dance class, since he like to dance so much. And you know, Seer need to go sit his ass down too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he said something about the way to Crawford, but Crawford jumped all in his goddamn face. You know what I'm saying? And somebody was trying, it was a woman that was sitting by Crawford. They tried to grab his arm, and Crawford snatched away from her. Once again, women, when you see men ready to get active, get your ass out the way. Don't try to grab him. Don't try to stop him. You know what I'm saying? Even if he finna go be a crash dummy. If you want to say something, then maybe say something. Hey, babe, not while I'm with you. You know, but don't try to grab him. Don't touch him. You risk getting your fucking arm dislocated. Like he practically dislocated that lady arm, snatching away from her ass. You know what I'm saying? Women just need to stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? When men getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? When they ready to, if you go back and look at it, when he stood up to approach Senior, the lady that was sitting by him in the brown trench, she tried to, or peak coat, she tried to grab his arm and he snatched away from her so hard. I feel she looked so embarrassed when the camera like panned over there. I'm like, oh my God. Like, girl, you hoes ain't learned to stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? If men gonna fight and get busy, you might as well just get out the way. Especially if they're a real hot head. Ain't even no choice. Ain't even no, you don't even have no choice in the matter but to get out the way, else you gonna get hurt. You gonna be like the ignoramus hollering in the background, where's my purse? Where's my purse? Or that's crazy. That, it's always a woman somewhere screaming and hollering because she in the goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? When niggas into it. But anyway, that's all I got. Y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out. Peace.